Hi, welcome back to Karate for Beginners. Today we're going to continue studying the Zenkutsu Dachi stance and basically the connection between punching or kicking techniques and the stance. This is a fundamental phase of our training because otherwise we won't have stability while performing the technique. So, who's ready? Come on, let's get to work. So what I want to focus your attention on today is the step, the Zenkutsu Dachi step. We're going to study it in a bit more detail than in the previous videos. So now, let's get into Yoi position here. And lower ourselves into the Zenkutsu Dachi stance. Like this. Now, an important thing when we move forward is the action of the knee. So the knee, in fact, actually goes downward, it yields and gives way in this particular movement. The knee will go towards forward. Huh? The knee will go down when we are stepping forward. It yields. Here, when I move forward, and it's the same thing when we go backward. I have to feel the knee also when I'm going backward. And again, the knee goes downwards when I'm stepping forward, like this. And the knee also bends when I go backward. So I feel the back knee in this case. The back knee bends when I'm going back, when I go backward. Let's go back to Yoi. Right side. The right leg, Zenkutsu Dachi forward. And as usual, when I move forward, I go forward with the knee. I will go down with my knee. I go down with the knee. When I go backward, it's the same. I go down with the knee. I go forward. Again, I go low with the knee. When I go forward, I go down with the knee. Backward is the same. I will go down with my knee. I go down with the knee when I go backward. And I return. Very good. So, another thing I need to pay attention to is not to rise up with my stance. All right? Now I'll show you this in a bit more detail. So I move forward with the left leg and take a step forward now. When I take a step forward, I always want to stay at this height with my head, as if the floor were at the level of my head. I always want to stay at this height when I step forward. So now I go forward, I step forward. So I don't do this. Okay? I don't do this. Okay? I just go back and go forward. And I always stay at the same height, as if the ceiling were at the same level as my head. So I don't do this. Okay? So this connects very well with what we said about the knee, because if my knee goes downward, I stay at the same height. This is in good connection with whatever we have studied before, because if the knee goes downwards, then I naturally stay at the same height. But we want to really concentrate our attention on this particular aspect. So please don't rise up with your position. Just stay at exactly the same height right now, at this moment. Okay, other side. Right side. And again. Let's continue. Pay attention to always keep your head at the same height. Good. And let's go back. Another aspect I want us to pay close attention to today is the movement of the hip. So the connection between the hip and the shoulders. Because usually when someone is just starting out, myself included, when I begin, the shoulders move too much. So now let's look at it together. So again, let's always start with the left side. Left leg Zenkutsu Dachi. So what often happens is that someone moves forward and leads with their shoulders. Reacting with the shoulder 7 when moving backward, they react with the shoulders, making this movement. No. So the hip moves back, or the hip stays back and the shoulders move forward, so this connection is missing. So what we want to pay attention to is precisely keeping the torso straight. The knee moves forward. We stay at the same height. Shoulders and hips are on the same line. So what happens sometimes is that when we go back with the hips and our shoulder go forward. But I want to stay in the same line with my hips and my shoulders. Okay? So everything moves at the same time. Hips and shoulders. Okay. The other side. Right leg, Zenkutsu Dachi. Right side. And once again, let's pay attention to the alignment of the hips and shoulders. So we don't do this to move forward. Always the knee, and we stay on the same line. Let's do this a few times. Do it together with me, and make sure you always find some space when we do these kinds of training sessions together. Don't watch these videos passively. Do it, practice. Please, this is very important. So knee, I stay at the same height. The shoulders are also on the salmon, the same line, good. One last thing before we finish is the heel, specifically the heel of the back foot. So, as we've already studied and discussed in the videos about Zenkutsu Dachi, the foot must always at all times touch the 3 points we looked at together, which are the area under the big toe, the area under the little toe, and of course the heel, okay? So it's very important that all 3 parts of the foot remain firmly anchored to the ground at all times without exception when we make this movement. All right, now let's repeat it together again, especially focusing on the heel. Here we go. Left side, left leg, Zenkutsu Dachi. So I move forward and the heel stays on the ground. All right, I go back, the heel stays on the ground. The heel stays on the ground. I move forward and I don't do this. I don't do this. I move forward. And I push when I go forward with my heel on the ground. Go backward. I push when I touch the ground. I push with my heel on the ground. Now I'm starting. I push with my heel. I push with my heel on the ground. Now I'm pushing with this other leg. Now I'm pushing with this leg. But I have to feel the heel. I have to feel the heel and the 3 parts of the foot that we saw together, which are completely anchored to the ground, both on the back foot and the front foot. I go forward, moving ahead with purpose, and then I go back, retracing my steps. And I return. Other leg. Forward. My heel stays on the ground. And I go backward. I go forward. The heel always stays anchored to the ground, both feet. And I go back. The feet are grounded. I go forward. And I go back. And I return. So, how did this workout go? Please pay close attention to these workouts because they are extremely important. These workouts help us gain stability, achieve fluidity during punching techniques, and especially during kicking techniques. So don't forget to pay very close attention to these trainings, because these are very important trainings when it comes to our stability during the techniques and our fluidity during the techniques of punch and mostly of kick. So don't forget to let me know how your training went. Give me feedback. I read all your comments. Don't forget to subscribe, to smash that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video here in this dojo. So, see you at the gym. HI.